This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, 3 men have ideas for a one-of-a-kind mural in Hazleton. We'll get inside their heads next. This is FYI Weekend. I'm Ken Kara, and thanks for watching. This past week, FYI told you the good news about a major employer opening its doors in Hazel Township. Tonight, more news on that grand opening for American Eagle Outfitters Distribution Center in the Humboldt Industrial Park. As Lisa Sugart tells us, AEO is very community-oriented and made some major presentations to 4 local organizations at their ribbon-cutting ceremony.
Part of the ribbon cutting for American Eagle Outfitters was also a presentation to several organizations throughout the greater Hazleton area. I am pleased to be joined by Marcy Eberhardt, who is the director of the American Eagle Outfitters Foundation. And also with me is Joe Clark from Leadership Hazleton and Eugenio Sosa from the Hazleton Integration Project. Marcy, I'm going to start with you. This was wonderful that you presented 4 organizations with money today. Could you tell us about those organizations and what you presented?
Sure. So American Eagle Outfitters believes in giving back to the communities that contribute to our success. So we were wonderfully pleased to be able to present some contributions to some local organizations. We've presented $5,000 checks to Leadership Hazleton, United Way of Greater Hazleton, the Rails to Trails program, and to the YWCA for a Go Girl program.
Now, why was it necessary for you to do this? Why did you want to do it?
Well, we're very proud to be joining the Hazleton community, so it's certainly developed some goodwill. And, as a company, we want everyone to realize that it's important to us to give back and help make an impact on the local community. So we felt really good about being able to make these contributions today.
Well, I commend you for that. I'm going to speak with one of the people who were the recipients. Joe, you were very pleased to receive this allocation today. So what does this mean for Leadership Hazleton?
It means, and Eugenio is part of that group, the class of 2014. Each year, the leadership class chooses one of the projects submitted to us by a nonprofit. And this year, we chose the YMCA. We're going to construct a pavilion outside because the summer program has gotten so large.
And where is this at?
At the YMCA in Hazleton. Especially at lunchtime, there's no place to feed the kids. So this will provide an area for their lunch during the summer program, which is overflowing right now, and also after school programs, and not only for the youth, but also senior citizens. They have activities at the Y. The class raised money, but this puts us over the top. This makes this possible because things are tough, and the class did a lot of fundraising, but this is what we needed. And we appreciate what American Eagle has done and taken us under their wing, and this check will go and allow us to start the program.
Eugenio, you're involved with after-school programs, the Hazleton Integration Project especially. Tell us why this is so important for this community.
It's very important because this community is growing, and we have kids all over, and the YMCA is doing a tremendous job, as well as the Hazleton One Community Center. And building this pavilion with this money, that will be a plus. We are very happy, and on behalf of the 2014 Leadership Hazleton graduate, I want to say thank you to American Eagle.
Very good. Well, thank you all for joining me here today. Congratulations on making these presentations, and congratulations to the organizations. We wish you luck with that money. Reporting from Hazel Township for FYI, I'm Lisa Sugart.
Thanks a lot, Lisa. In other news, the National Job Corps is celebrating 50 years of educating young people. To celebrate, the Keystone Job Corps in Drums invited some important people to a luncheon.
And it's simply to bring many of our supporters in from the community who over the last 50 years have always been there for us. They've worked with us in regard to internships with our students. We have employers here, legislators, folks in the community, again, that have always stepped up anytime we've needed help. And likewise, the center has tried to help the different municipalities and nonprofits in the organization.
Over 60 community partners came to the event. Ebony Sweeney has been at the Keystone Job Corps for almost 4 months and is working on an electrical trade. She tells us how the program has helped her.
I wasn't in the right direction, but Job Corps put me on the right direction and has set me up to get better jobs and be career ready.
Next week, the Keystone Job Corps will host a Family Day open house on Thursday, August 28th from 10 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. For more information, you can call 708-0401. Hey, loyal FYI viewers, do you remember the 3 artists we interviewed earlier in the week who did the mural of Robin Williams? Well, they're back today, and here's some background information you need to know for this interview. The band known as Mears One founded 5 Points Aerosol Art Center in Manhattan. On their website, it says it was known as the world's premier graffiti mecca. The landlord of the building where 5 Points was located painted over the walls that featured the art. We'll hear more about 5 Points on our Labor Day special, but for right now, it's just important that you know what it is. Here's the 3 artists talking about their craft and a possible mural in the city of Hazleton. 3 artists from New York City back with us here on FYI. One of them with very big Hazleton ties owns a home here, and now you're looking for a space to work out in the city. You found a space where you can put up a mural in Hazleton. Talk about why you wanted to do that here in Hazleton.
They always say that the town is in despair, and a lot of people feel that it's changed a lot. So I figured bringing art back to the town gives people hope. To see nice, beautiful walls that look decrepit, you could put some artwork on it and bring it back to life and bring artwork back.
So now you're going to the Cinnamon Draft House. Can we say that? That's where you're going to do your work?
Well, they spoke to me about it. One of the people that works there and the owner had mentioned if we could do the wall in the back, and we're going to go see that today.
And over here talking with known as C. Carlos. How did you get into doing this, doing murals, doing maybe graffiti? How'd you get your start?
I started at the young age of 13. Just a kid with a pencil, I think, or a pen, and in the school. And then as I got older, I started doing graffiti in the trains and in the street, doing more with cans and paints. Then I left to the military. And when I was in the military, I had to make some extra money, so I started cutting hair, and then I started painting all the girlfriends. Everybody got a girlfriend that they want to paint it, so that helped me out. When I got out of the military, I met Jonathan Mears and at 5 Points, and he brought me back in, and he started teaching me new techniques, the new kind of paints that they have, low pressure, high pressure, different caps. And he was doing this wall called The Architects of Hip Hop. And there was a mural, and it was just faces of all the iconic named people in hip hop. And I put the 2 and 2 together. It's like, I wanted to learn that, and I did. He taught me well, I think. And I've taken it since then. Now it's been a couple of years now that I've been doing it in murals, and I do it out in the street. The street art portion of it in there, when it comes to any town, any community, it brings people together. It brings people to rally while you're painting. You get feedback. We've done this in a few places already, and Jonathan is good at bringing them all in there together. He's the founder and curator of 5 Points, and that's what we did there, and we're just trying to do that somewhere else now.
When people first hear this and they hear graffiti and that, I think immediately, if they're watching, maybe some people think vandalism, but it's amazing. Talk about that kind of, it's an interesting art form because it goes from, now it brings communities together when you're doing murals, when you're doing this. What's kind of the transition? And it seems so fascinating.
Well, aerosol art, it's either the art of lettering, which is they call graffiti art, or it's street art, which is more character-based art. It has been booming. It's growing every year. It's the most relevant art form of our time, and has a lifespan, pretty much like 40 years plus, which is longer than any art form that comes and goes. It's continually growing. So as it grows and people are starting to have sparked their curiosity and wanting to know what it is, and not necessarily going by what the media perceives it as, are starting to actually like it and want to know more about it. And that was a great thing about 5 Points, is because it allowed these people to submerge themselves into the culture in a safe environment and bring their kids and not have to worry about trespassing or doing any of this stuff, and even get to meet the artists and learn about the art form from the artists. And that was the magical part of it. And there is nothing else like that. There is no other 5 Points. So it's sad that it went.
When you come to Hazleton now and you want to do something here for the community, do you want to, when you're doing a mural, does it necessarily have to reflect, the community of Hazleton? I mean, when we talk about inspiration for maybe what you're going to do here in Hazleton, can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing, because my girlfriend, and she's over there, she's very shy. she's always telling me that we should do something that will reflect the city. So Mears came up with a great idea. I said coal miners, and he says, how about a coal miner spitting out a diamond? And he came up with that, and we could have like maybe 2 coal miners and the graffiti in the middle, something on a large scale that everybody in town can appreciate the past and also the present coming together.
So we'll have more about 5 Points later on FYI on a future show. And here's what our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is doing this weekend. A committee at a growing West Hazleton church has been studying what to do with a neighboring empty school. Well, the verdict is in. You can read about it this weekend in the Standard Speaker. When FYI Weekend comes right back, Janine takes us on another trip to Nescopeck State Park, and Lisa has part 2 of a very important interview about depression.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We're in your community at the Nescopeck State Park on Saturdays on FYI Weekend, and we're back with Amy Shull. Amy, one of my fears is running into a bear this time of year, and I know a lot of you on your social media have posted pictures of bears that you've seen, talked about bears that you've taken video of, but really it could be very dangerous to come across a bear, right?
Well, I wouldn't say it's dangerous to come across them, but maybe to startle them. One thing you want to keep in mind is a bear is a wild animal.
Okay.
They are not predictable. So you want obviously give them their space. You don't want to approach them to pet them, feed them, photograph them from a distance. If you startle one, you come upon them unawares. If you're out jogging, you're out hiking, the best thing to do is to talk and just let the bear know you're there, because a lot of times they're not going to hear you coming. They have a very good sense of smell though. 9 times out of 10, they're going to smell you and they're going to take off, and you're probably just going to hear them rather than see them. If they don't, you just talk and alert them to your presence. That should be enough to have them wander off. You want to give them a wide berth. If they're using the trail, step downhill off the trail and let them use it.
Some people say you should make like some noise with.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you should make noise. It's not that you should be quiet. You should let them know that you are present.
Make lots of noise. Make yourself look as big as possible. If there's a picnic table or something to stand on it. Clap your hands. If you're camping, bang pots and pans, that type of thing. Black bears are the only bear we have in Pennsylvania, and they are the most non-aggressive of the bunch. So it's unless they're conditioned or used to people, it's easy to scare them off.
Now they would become aggressive, however, if they have their cubs with them.
Yeah, out with cubs you don't want to mess with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that instance, just stay far away?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, stay far away. Sometimes, when you have an incidents like that, it's accidental when they get in between them, but you just want to back away and give them wide space. Yeah.
Now, what can we do if there is a bear maybe in our community and our developments in the city that we live in, as far as try to control your residency?
Well, one of the things to keep in mind is a bear is a very good memory for a food source. So you want to, if you feed the birds or the hummingbirds, bring your feeders in at night. Don't let dog food or cat food out for them. Don't put your garbage out, if at all possible, until trash morning. You want to remove that temptation, so to speak, and the bears will move on. This time of year, breeding season has ended. We're coming into fall where they're thinking about putting on a lot of pounds, so they're going to want to eat as much as possible. And if there's no food source around you, they're going to go find it somewhere else.
All right, some good tips about bears here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And you'll join us every Saturday on FYI Weekend as we enjoy the great outdoors.
Many people are having a difficult time accepting the fact that a popular entertainer like Robin Williams would take his own life. And with this in mind, we want you to know that there is a support group available in our area where you can talk about things like this, whether it's about a complete stranger like Robin Williams or whether it's about a personal story of someone you know. Here with me now are Tricia Passeri, who is a psychotherapist, and also Samantha Neiman, who is a program coordinator for Help Stop the Silence, Suicide Prevention and Support Group. Both of these ladies are facilitators for this organization. And Samantha, this is a group that's near and dear to your heart. Sadly, we know that you had lost your son Kyle to suicide, so you know what people are going through when you hear about things like this. How has this group helped you and helped others?
It helps survivors because one thing we struggle with is, of course, never understanding and knowing and understanding why these people have decided to take their lives, and personally, not being able to share that story and my feelings and, situations with someone else who has also experienced it, people don't really understand. So groups like this make you feel a lot more comfortable and, help you with that you can sit and, share your stories and know that they understand completely what you're going through, as opposed to somebody who hasn't gone through it.
Very true, very true. And Tricia, you're there as one of the facilitators of this group. What, I guess, do people get out of it? When they come, are they glad they came and they feel a sense of, I guess, support and comfort?
Yes, I don't think anyone is ever glad to be there because it's not a good situation that brought them there. But I do think, like Samantha had said, they feel that camaraderie and that understanding. It's a pain that only people who have gone through it could truly feel. So it helps them know that they're not alone, that there's other people who are in this situation, and it helps them to see people like Samantha who got through it. Some people come right away, right after. We have people that came 10 years later. And it's good for them to see that life can go on.
Absolutely, a healthy discussion to talk with people who know what you're going through. And Samantha, I guess the group itself, it meets twice a month on a Tuesday at 6 o'clock at Catholic Social Services in Hazleton. And who would you like to see come out if there's somebody watching right now? Who do you think this group would benefit?
This group benefits anyone who has experienced the loss. It could be a friend, like you said, it could be a stranger, it could be family members, brothers, sisters, wives. It's really not exclusive to any one group.
And if somebody doesn't want to come to the group, maybe they're afraid, there's still other avenues they can take to get help, because you have a lot of other resources, whether it be phone lines or websites.
We have a lot of resources that are listed on our website, which is helpstopthesilence.org. And also, if there's someone just needing to talk to somebody and does not want to come to a group, does not want to go to, a physician's office or a counselor, they can also call a crisis line, which is 1-800-273-TALK.
Okay. So there are some options if you're not sure you want to take the step of going to the support group. But again, that group does meet twice a week right here in Hazleton. And Tricia, you said there's one in Wilkes-Barre as well.
There's one at Catholic Social Services in Wilkes-Barre on the first and third Tuesday of each month at 7 o'clock.
So you would like to see people come out, take advantage of these groups, and hopefully it will make a difference.
Correct. The support that they could give to each other, and just to create healthy discussions among people who are having, a reaction to whether it be Robin Williams' death or anyone.
Well, some very vital information for all of you from these two ladies. If you're interested, again, we'll put that up on your screen. The support group, the various websites and phone numbers that are available. We'll also put this on our Facebook page so that you can see all of this information as well. And we hope that you will take advantage of the wonderful services that are available from people who know exactly what others are going through and would like to help.
Thanks, Lisa and Janine, for those stories. When we come back on FYI Weekend, it's time for the Sportscast.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Soon on FYI, we will begin a series called Goalie Tales. I was always terrified to play goalie in any sport, and I think that's why I wanted to start a series about the position a few years back, just to find out what motivates someone to be the last line of defense for their team. This is a prelude to Goalie Tales as we learn about a young goalkeeper and her team, the 2014 Hazleton area Lady Cougars. This is Nancy Cruz's first season with the Lady Cougars. She's a sophomore and a backup goalkeeper, but she does more than hold her own. She started out in the sport by playing pickup games with her family.
It's really intense because all of them are really good, and that's how I got better at goalie, because some of my family members, they play goalie and they started training me over there.
It was during a pickup game when Alonda Oliveras reached out to Cruz and told her she should join the Lady Cougars soccer team. Oliveras started out as a basketball player, but 3 years ago she was swept up by the sport of soccer and her teammates.
My freshman year, I wasn't as close as I am to my coaches now, and my coaches are very encouraging for everything. Even when we lose or anything, they're still giving us strength to do better next time. And then soccer's just been a passion, like being with the girls, being on the field, being able to clear the ball out just makes me happy.
The Lady Cougars have now welcomed Cruz with open arms. Their head coach is enjoying watching this group come together.
It's taken a little while. Last couple of years, little by little, going through losses, going through wins, and a commitment to excel has really started to come out in the girls. And you can tell it. They don't gripe when it comes time to condition, to run. They support one another, and that really comes from time spent together, and then really deciding what they want together to do together as a group. So it's been very, very fun to see materialize.
The Lady Cougars have built friendships. Now they're chasing championships. Here's an FYI, Nancy Cruz does not wear goalie gloves. If I was a goalie, I would have 3 pairs of gloves on. That's crazy. Do you know what else is crazy? FYI weekend is almost over, but don't go anywhere. Adopt Me is coming up. It's the weekend, and I love sitting at a high top, ordering some delicious apps and having a few beverages with my friends at Bottlenecks, where they have an awesome atmosphere with awesome food.
Hi, my name's Jennifer. Today at the Hazleton Animal Shelter for Adopt Me, we're doing Brutus. Brutus is a 1 to 3 year old male. He's a young adult. He's a tiger but has white patches around his belly and his paws and a little bit in his face. He's neutered, up to date on his shots, microchipped. He loves to climb and he loves to be adventurous, but he's also pretty laid back. Right now he's just laying on the ground, so he can be calm too, but he has a little bit of a wild side. He's a great cat. If you're interested, come down and check him out. Next, we're going to be going to see a dog, Midge. We're here with Midge. Midge is a girl. She's an adult. She's spayed. She's up to date on her shots. She's a very friendly dog. She's a beagle mix. She's got a lot of energy, but then she could also calm down too. She's great with kids and great with other dogs. She's a very friendly dog. She loves to be outside too. If you're interested in either Midge or Brutus, come down to the shelter, check them out, and we can start the application process.
I want to see more bears, so I'm going to watch FYI Weekend again at SSPTV.com. There are some new shows on SSPTV right now, including a Dr. Mead show where they will answer questions about heart health. Here's one: how bad was the Rachel sandwich I had for lunch today? Maybe I don't want to know. Well, thanks for watching FYI Weekend. Remember, online at Facebook.com/FYI News 13 for breaking news. Take it easy, everyone.